I haven't got the bandwidth. You can watch the Twitch stream. You'll still be able to hear us. My camera works really good. Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's me too. I'm telling you. What about a square area of effect bubble? Why is there not one of those? Why one of those? I assume you know the answer to that? It's almost definitely the exact opposite of that. Yeah. I've got 80 HP. I have 7 health. I was just joking. I also already died as a dog, so I'm having a rough time of it, I gotta tell you. Um, 30 as a person. Is the audio fixed? Single. I'm talking about the stream.
So you probably need to get going.
I'd be like, yeah, I've kept the node now, but they warned us about this. But it's a lot. It's much more intense than I thought it would be.
Yes, I think now that we've done what we've come here to do, let's get out of here. Also, have you got the rings from those four fallen core members? We obviously can't take them with us, but we should take something to bring back the ANC and their families.
Yes, I have their sigils. We should leave them here to rest.
Which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear
Alright, I think I fixed it.
what's everyone's passive perception?
Mine's good. It
Uh,
So,
Not
is
great.
16.
16. 16 is your passive perception.
1 6.
What's perception based off of? Oh no,
16.
14. Yep,
This
14.
14.
Better than I thought, actually.
What the heck?
I've got wisdom, and I've got that. What you make one of your things good. Proficiency.
Oh, I've got 6 int but no proficiency in it.
What are you doing?
Mine's only 13. I'm not very wise.
Honestly, a lot of you are highly perceptive. You hear a thump. It's far away, but it didn't sound particularly like a
Thump.
woodland creature.
Oh.
Oh.
A few seconds later, you hear a couple of following, like lighter but like more sort of thumps. Something like they're a little closer. Like it sort of echoes around the cave confusingly. In fact, roll me a. I guess you got the highest passive. Roll me a perception.
The hell is this?
Good.
It's real good.
You think it's coming from the way you came. Like it sort of bounces around the chamber, but it feels like it's coming from the cave entrance you entered through.
Survey, perk up your ears. Did you hear that?
Did I hear it?
Something coming from the
You did.
entrance, I think.
Well, that's certainly not a good sign. Come, let us go. There's obviously another way since
do we
the owlbears went this way when they were done dealing with this poor party, this poor cadre.
Do we
You
need
just
to like
bounce
we-
defend
away up
the
over here.
node?
Yeah.
Like what? What are we doing?
Oh, it's empty.
Do we need to?
It's not empty though.
Until
It's
it-
charging our crystal, right? We're sucking the power
No,
in
it's
right
finished.
now.
Yeah.
It finished. That's what the was like. It finished.
No.
Yeah, but
That's the
It's charging our
energy
crystal. That's on the node.
filling up the crystal now, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I thought it did that when it was dark.
So do we have
So-
any like rights to the node, or we have to like fight people for it?
Roll me a history
Yeah.
check.
Do I have a deed of the node or something?
And I rolled a history check because I
Too
feel
late.
like I am the.
I got a 9. Plus
I got an 18.
2.
Okay.
It's an 11.
Alright, we had
So
competitive rolling.
give us an 11 of
Um,
history.
An 11. I'll give you an 11 of history, then I'll give Cameron an 18 of history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, look, it's commonly discussed in the Node Academy how like boo it is to take another city state's node. So like because if it's sort of like one of those things where it's like
It's like a direct act of aggression as opposed to like a
Exactly.
passive
Yeah.
act of
It-
aggression.
Like it'll.
breaks the unspoken like truce between city states and like no one wins. It's an act of true desperation. Algie, you actually studied this directly, and you know the
Because I was
history-
thinking about it.
you know the history of a city state called Rayton.
Rayton.
It's too close to Phaeton.
I was like, is this Phaeton with a
No.
bar?
it's Boblin, the Goblin city state. This city state was actually called.
Name it after
Uh,
Quark.
This is a tragic tale. You don't want to.
Just like
It's called
Quark's
Marche.
life.
The
Mushy?
city state of Marche. And it came upon real hard times, right? And it thought that it could just without anyone noticing, go out and take instead of capturing their own nodes, take nodes that had already been captured, just like harvest the crystals and replace their own without the city states that owned or had actually claimed them noticing. They essentially they were caught because the administration and that goes into these node collectors is tight, right? Like the officials of these governments know exactly how much amount of these nodes should be producing. Things weren't going well. They got like caught red-handed on one node, and they were eradicated as all the other nodes ganged up, all the other city-states ganged up on them and wiped them off, like destroyed their city. So killing
I like
nodes
it.
is a no-go. However,
Node go.
doesn't mean that the sort of the wilds don't every now and again take the collectors. So one of the pieces of advice given to new adventurers is to try and hide the collectors away a little bit.
Huh.
Doesn't sound like it's gonna
Could
work.
be one of those wild people trying to come and steal the node from the ANC. Can we? Is there a place to hide this?
Yeah, good idea.
So the thing's still going. It's not done.
Like actively drawing, like it's like an air purifier, right? Sits there just slurping down, slow. Like pulling up these crystals takes a long time. And this is not like this is not a particularly powerful node. In fact, you're not sure why it's a node at all. I haven't really told you. Chris.
Are like nodes specific places? I thought they were just random. That was a bit of a chicken and egg situation.
Nodes. You would know that nodes. See, would Olsen have taken an interest in this?
It's my job.
If not, just
See,
tell.
Also would have because
Tell
he's
Algie.
a big nerd. The tryhard.
Dedicated to the furthering of the ANC. He's read all the manuals. And all the
Read
books.
all the manuals. Yeah. Look, there's the nodes do appear randomly, but like with cause. So it's hard for your scientists to predict where they're coming from, but your researchers do understand cause of nodes. The cause of nodes is they're always like through many sort of investigations and archaeological surveys. They've found that these nodes are always coming from some sort of like artifact from the past, some sort of like previous civilization. Like it could be the ruins of a building or the like a particularly powerful artifact, like a physical artifact or some religious site or something like that.
Can I assess what the artifact is at this site?
Sure.
I know we've got like the glowing walls and shit, but I don't know if that's actually it.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check. Let's see.
Do you want me to roll it for you?
I got +4. 18.
18. Okay. You know let's sort of retroactively say you were doing this while the thing was counting down.
Yes.
So you're not doing it in super hurry.
Yep.
Plenty of time. In fact, you should probably roll with advantage because you had so much time.
Retroactive.
Already?
Taking 20 to borrow Pathfinder.
17. So still an 18.
So you sort of it takes you a while. Like this isn't super clear. Looks like there's a lot of like crystals growing out of the walls, but it's hard to tell if that's just natural or if it's indicative of some magic. But with enough digging, you actually go beneath the stairs, right into that sort of underground area. Imagine that wood is just more rock, by the way. It's kind of like a cave within a cave. Where is Algie? So you would come over here.
Yep.
Rooting around in here.
It's in here somewhere.
On very close inspection, you find a grave.
Oh.
Very old, but quite nicely. It's been kept well. It's just the years have smoothed it down a bit. It's obviously not been desecrated or anything. Does anyone read Dwarven?
Ooh, don't think so.
I read.
Oh my god, I
Druidic.
do.
Do read Dwarven.
All
I
right.
do read Dwarven. I think I tried to
Wow.
pick like a really common thing. I was like, fuck the
Gnomes,
elves
dwarves,
are fancy, like elemental, whatever. I'm just basic bitching it.
I mean, it's
Well,
useful
look.
to have because we don't have a dwarf.
Yeah.
People write
I
things
can't
in
believe I
dwarven.
have Dwarvish.
It's look, it's not the Dwarven that you're used to. It looks like sort of a very oldie dwarvish.
Don't worry, I can make it up. I'll catch on. I'm a pretty quick learner.
Yeah, you're a pretty quick learner. Yeah. It's hard to get the full picture. But it appears to be the like you get the dates right, and it's like it's quite a short gap. It's only 12 years from like birth to death. And there's references to priesthood. So pretty much all you can get from it, but it seems like it's the grave of some sort of child priest of a lost dwarven civilization.
It's great. It's of a grave of a child priest. But
Oh my
there's so
god.
much power in this node.
So I'm gonna
What
say
does he
it's not that
worship?
powerful. It's like a
It's
it's all
still
right.
pretty powerful for like a
You're a
grave, you know?
child
Like
priest. Most powerful child priest I ever seen.
I've seen a lot of graves, but not many have this much power.
Well, I suppose it must be something if it's enough to have formed a node at this point.
Yes, yes, that's very, very interesting. But what of the noises from the entrance of the cave?
Yeah,
Ugh.
I want to go and check those out. So I'm gonna hop over
Yeah,
and just sort of.
I can
There'll be
can
time
hide
for
us.
grave digging later, Algie.
I
I
want to
can hide us,
go.
and we can wait and see if we need to.
Can you see out of your thing?
What?
Can I climb? Since you said this is like sort of where the owlbears came from, can I climb up
Yeah.
this wall here?
Roll me athletics check just in case. Just in case.
Can I roll acrobatics?
Yes.
Opa.
Oh my god, where did that go?
Okay. Yes.
That's
you
20?
see
No, not
15.
10.
one.
So she should like.
Not organized. Hold on.
Oh, the way it does focus and depth of field based on where your little slider is so cool. Oh, I
Once you
see.
get used to it, it actually works really well.
Because like this, like just having it over her shoulder,
Yeah, I can see.
she's out of focus. I'm looking down over.
That's
the
pretty
field.
cool.
Fucking cool. And I can see a foot, and that looks really large and scary.
Ooh,
Can I change my angle?
What's this? What's over here?
What?
Oh, yeah.
You get the glimpse of something trudging towards you through the cabin.
Do I know what it is? Or is it too far away?
You, I think I think. Look, fuck it. Roll me a perception check. See how much of a glance you got of it rolling through.
Ooh, that's
Um,
an 8.
You know, it's humanoid. That's about it.
And it
That
looks
damn
really
depth of field. Can't see nothing.
get me to roll for it again, even though I have no idea it exists.
Sarah
That's
is going to
throwback.
wait as long as she thinks she can without being spotted before ducking back.
Oh, what's
Okay,
your
roll me
stealth?
stealth.
14.
Okay, 14. Okay, sure. You see. Everyone see this actually?
Yeah, I can see it over his little shoulder.
Ooh.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, is it an Etten or? Yeah.
It's like a little baby Etten, though.
Bonk, bonk.
Remember that there's a limited selection of minis in this game, so I have to sort of
Just make him
repurpose
really
them.
big.
So, Lachlan, give us details.
Ooh. It's an
Oh
Etten.
my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Is it
Actually,
an Etten?
this is the real size. This is great. This is what you see
Holy
coming down the
shit.
corridor. This is what
Ah.
I'm talking about.
Therve, what is it? It's so loud.
Well, I don't want to alarm you, gentlemen, but I think I saw an Eton. It was just a little big. Just the two heads, really tall. They're coming right towards us. Not good. Not good at all.
All right, we're in no position to oppose this. Can't
What's a
stash
common
the
god?
node.
Sorry.
Just say, oh my Jesus. If you wanted to think of a religion, you should do it on your own time, Cameron.
Yeah. I was just gonna be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But I'm like, what could I say?
Algothera. Do Algothera.
Well,
Agathera. Oh my
Cindy
Agathera, oh
says,
my Agathera.
what was it? Sure. You can praise the.
Well, aren't like
divinity.
deities
Why not?
like the amount of followers you have? So if we believe enough at Agathera, Agathera would manifest into a god.
It
Yeah,
has.
so you've literally turned like Southern Cross tattoo into like a religious
I don't want to do this anymore. Something
That's
cross
what
that
you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're heading down the route of nationalism as a religion.
By
Oh my
Algothera's streets.
By the ANC.
Veins of Algothera, the streets, bones, her lofty towers. You can do it if you want.
That's a good one. Oh my. By the lofty towers of Algothera. Come. We must conceal ourselves and leave this place. Quick, Ouchie.
Here.
Hide the node.
What can I do?
Hide the node.
You know what you're doing.
I need to. Where's my buddy? I need to get like mold earth or some sort of earth molding spell. I've got another spare slot that I haven't picked. That I've been debating getting like a mold earth, but it seems so shit.
If only you had done it.
Well,
Quickly.
Ideally, just the smell of burning owlbear will distract it, and it'll just eat one of those and leave us alone. She's gonna drag the paladin and just sort of like your sacrifice will be useful, brother, and just like throw him over the top of it, or like I don't know how sturdy this thing is, like place him.
Very sturdy. Like this is military grade equipment.
Yeah, she's gonna yeet the paladin over the top of it, and then
I can make it for you. Let's see if I can find a box.
Oh yeah, I kept thinking it was fucking this because I was looking at it from behind. Yeah, with the paladin on top of it.
Beauty. Can we stash it in the corner a little bit?
Don't imagine we can move it once it's.
Alright. This will have to do. Come along. There's no time. We can't face an Eden in our current condition. Except for you, Algie, you're looking quite well, really.
Even I don't think I could take one on.
Would we be able to hide in this cave down here, or is it sort of?
I can hide us if we really need to. I can hide us if we can't find a spot. But if he But if he stays where we are, I won't be able to do anything.
I think the risk is too great. I think we need to leave the node behind and return later. There's no reason to defend it now anyway. It would take a long time for the crystal to charge. We'll come back.
Is that a command?
Did you say you were looking around for something?
Yeah, I want to see if there's anywhere that we could foreseeably hide.
Roll me investigation.
I need orders, Captain. What are we doing?
I'm waiting. I'm giving everyone a chance to roleplay. He sees nowhere to hide. I say, stop fucking around, survey. We've got to get out of here.
It's like in here, and it's like this like half a meter camp at like crevice. It's
only he can fit in.
Ears are sticking out of the top of it.
I think you get a little panic, Dylan, and you're sort of just like, you can't. It's like analysis paralysis. You're just like sort of all over the shop.
Oh,
she's hiding in this bush.
Like, the echidnas and hedgehogs, like how they stick their head in, but they're like fully visible.
Yeah.
We try this bush. Alright.
Follow Olsen's lead.
I'm saying we have to leave. Come on, stop fucking around, survey. That's not enough. I can see you from here. Let's go.
Let us go up this way. If it's making its way around, we can
Come, Algie.
potentially hide this way until it passes.
Your hiding
and then
spot's a little
we
bit
can
better,
go
but
back
not that
in.
much.
Malgi, let's go.
And she's as she hops up here and hears the thudding, she's just like, shh. It makes the whole thing fucking rumble. Oh, that's
That's awesome.
What?
that is
Oh my
terrifying.
god.
It's so big. Yeah, so she just wants to like motion everyone
And
as
then
she
you
comes
can
up
like
here to like be
watch
super
it through
quiet.
the trees as it rumbles past.
That's crazy. What is this? This is nuts. Algie, get out of there.
How'd you get up here?
I'm trying.
Where is he? Where's he going?
I'm under the thing, I think.
Oh, you're there.
Well, if Dylan couldn't find you, maybe hiding in the bushes was gonna work.
Alright. Is the path clear?
So now it's ducked out of.
Survey. Is it clear?
She's gonna slowly sort of poke her head back up over these branches like she did before. It's like trying to.
You don't see him, but you do hear a sort of noise, and what sounds like some big stomping, and behind you some like slightly thicker smoke like rolls past.
Alright. Now's our chance.
Then there's no smoke, so slightly thicker smoke and then nothing.
Yes, I think it has found those owlbears.
Alright.
Pre-cooked and everything.
Yes, I'm sure he'd be very happy. I much prefer him eating those than us. Let's go.
I think it's time.
Can I climb over this gracefully?
Need athletics or acrobatics or whatever it was.
I'll give it to you. Sarabay shows you the route up.
Oh, lucky you didn't
Look
need
at
a
a
roll.
plus. Ooh, I
Where's
rolled a
that one?
I rolled a 7 with a +5. So I rolled a 2.
Maybe I should have made you 2 roll. I think Sarabay's showing you the route up. The
I'm
snake
like,
makes sense though. So
help!
we'll
I'm
continue
stuck. Got my
Yeah,
foot
you're
around a root.
She's attempting to not hop too much.
What? Alright.
Let's
We're
get out.
dipping out.
You thudding once again.
Is it coming back towards us?
This still counts as a successful mission. We tapped the node. We did it.
That's right.
Well, it depends if we come back and it's still there.
Well, as far as we know, everything's fine, and that's what we should report when we get back to the town, right?
Our
Right,
mission
everyone?
our mission strictly stated tap the node. We tapped the node. Successful mission.
Say anything about
We're
bringing
off.
it down.
She's tapped, boys.
Yes, I'll just find somewhere to hide. Yeah.
I think we could just
Stay
leave,
there,
right?
come
Like, we
back.
don't have to hide. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, we don't want to get too far away. That
It's gonna take like days for the node to charge, right?
no, you said it was half an hour.
No, that was
Half
how
an
long
hour,
for
that
me
was
to
tapping
activate
it. It's gonna be like, how long is it gonna take? Like, it's not gonna be like something you sit here
I imagine
and wait
it's
for, right?
no. I imagine it's like big, and you got like a weekly schedule. You'd come and check the nodes in the area or whatever.
Oh, because I thought it was.
That's right.
Oh, because I thought it was you do the half-hour thing and then you're like, cool, we got crystals, bye.
No, it was half an hour to me to set it up to start
Yeah.
charging the crystal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, well, I guess Sarabay probably hasn't been taught much of this. Sarabay, how can I do this in a cool roleplay way?
Just tell Sarabay he's
Sarabay
dumb
was-
on purpose.
Everybody was done. Like,
Well, but
that
I
was
mean,
just cool.
I can't imagine that if just going off what we've set up, that Haragons need as much mana as normal society if they're running off psionics to power all of their shit.
Yeah.
Like they probably need some.
Well, I'm gonna do another flashback because the flashback last time worked
Oh my
really
God,
well. And I
that
think
was funny.
it's a good way of, like,
Choose
connecting the
your
episodes.
allies wisely.
It was very funny last time.
That was great.
I need you to clip that bit in actually from last session. That was fucking gold. Anyway, a flashback to you, Sarabay, being visited in your chambers at the ANC by Botane, Silk, who is the civil servant. It's sort of like a sunny afternoon, mid-spring. Trees are rustling outside, like in a light breeze in the Algotheran sun. Very peaceful. It's the weekend, you've got some social time ahead of you, and you've been visited by Bodine. He says to you, "Oh, Sarabay, I mean, have they even told you how this typing process works? Do you know what you're getting yourself in for out there?"
Well, I mean, obviously you needed the talents of one such as me, and she flashes to the other wall from where she was leaning on. Like, I mean, I assume you have wizards or sorcerers or artificers to handle that sort of thing, and I'll be there for the muscle, the finesse, the scouting. Things like that. Like, you know me. I've never been one that's overly technically minded. Might have makes
Yes.
things nicer, but it's not like it's as essential for us as it is for you.
Yeah, but Sari, I just I do worry about you because I know, I mean, Mara, you know, very impressive. I think that there's no doubt that you'll hold your own out there, but just I'm a numbers girl, and I think that probably need to know how the process works, so all of that nest you have can be used in the right way. So let me take you through it a little.
Yes, all right. Well, let us go outside. And she just like grabbed her and was like, if we're having a lecture, I'm not doing it sitting in my chair. It's like, look at this. It's lovely.
Yes, you don't really have much of a taste for decoration, do you?
Well, when I came here, I had one bag. I was told to pack light. Say I'll be shipping around all the things. You try uprooting your entire life to go and help out another civilization and being told you can take one bag with you. See how Spartan you have to pack them.
I can't blame you. Didn't you grow up in a monastery?
Yes, it's. I mean, that's the human word for it, but yes, it is a place of peace, tranquility, and meditation.
The technical term is cult.
No, when you've got, as you know, when you've got this sort of power, you don't need as much attachment to this mortal coil. It stops you from moving around as freely and as clearly as you would like. But one does like to have some things and some material fun. Can't all be navel gazing like the elders.
Yes, well, I for one think that the Harangon should usher in a new way of living for both them and us. It's too much rigidity to the traditions in my opinion.
Yes.
Anyway, let's go for that walk, and you move outside. You're walking through like the lovely little park, and she just takes you through the process, and she just describes everything you've known so far. It's actually logistically quite fascinating. I mean, I this is really what sort of fills my kettle, but I think that's a real one. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
made it up,
yeah.
but it seems legit.
I think it's real. I just made it up, but
It's your world. It can be whatever you like.
My world, everyone. That's the phrase for excitement in
just fills my kettle.
It's very.
I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. It's actually pretty good.
I feel like it's a very
sexual,
sort of
like all good phrases.
Yes.
a very much like a civil servant thing to say.
Yeah,
Uh,
feels my
the logistics is fascinating. I mean, you ANC cores go out there and you secure nodes, and then do you know how long it takes to charge a standard crystal? It's incredible. The storage on those are just amazing. The wizard cadres. I don't know how they developed this technology. It really blows my mind. But so much mana in one tiny crystal. But it does for these minor nodes take quite some time to charge. Like we're talking weeks here. Um, the
I was
node that Algothera is founded on I don't think it's ever actually had to fully charge its crystal. It's been the crystal has been charged for so long, but I have heard whispers that um, the crystal is finally dipping, and that's I pray they are untrue and just rumors being spread by the unfaithful. But yes. Anyway, when you're out there, your job, yes, secure the node, get in, get out. Um, let the crystal do its thing. Just make sure that you get out alive, because it really does get ferocious once that first mana drop happens. They call it the plunge.
That's good.
Now roll history to see if you remember that.
Yeah, I was really tempting when you were like,
Takes
oh,
weeks.
it takes, and then like Sarave had just like dozed off and was like, oh, it's a nice like whatever over there, like completely.
Oh, just oblivious to it. Yeah.
Yep. Like
Or if,
you hear a bit of the background conversation, but the actual details are just fuzzy.
I mean, if I was just going to interject and be like, I mean, what could it take, Botany? 20, 30 minutes? It's only one
Another
road.
cost.
Exactly.
All right, I think we're leaving. I don't want to
So
wait for 3 weeks while this crystal node charges.
Yes.
it's not your job. The three of you sort of make your way back down the forest, and then
Ah,
you hear this. Yeah, sorry, I teleported you. You hear just a sort of low growl, and looking back up the hill, see the guy, the giant ogre-esque creature. You actually see down. This is the first time you got like a real clear view of him outside the cave, the murky caves, and his left eye, and down through his like cheek, through the shoulder, down the arm into the hand. Um, Almost looks like it's following his vein patterns, right? And it sort of spreads out over the skull a bit. Is this like red, glowing webbing? Just
Oh,
almost looks like it's a bit
Oh.
under the skin.
terrifying.
He sees you, watches you go.
Oh.
So it's
Okay.
just down one side of it.
Down one side into the
So-
hand where the axe is being carried.
It's two heads. Is it just on one head, one shoulder?
Oh, you know what?
one
It's
You forgot
One
they had two
shoulder.
heads.
one shoulder, but both heads.
Both heads.
Both
Okay.
heads. On the, I guess it's the right side. Sorry, Dylan, for all this note revision, but he's carrying his club or axe in his right hand, so it's from like the right side of his head down into his right side of his heads, and to the shoulder, down the arm.
Goes one head and then up through the middle, other head too.
Precisely.
I love this lore building.
You got all that?
I know, it's fucking cool.
The thing is, all of the shit I'm saying has a point, and you know that because like I'm making it up, right? I'm not just
Yeah.
reading it from a book where it doesn't get mentioned again. Like,
Yeah, it's a plot hook. It's a secret.
Everything
Probably.
melts. All right, I think we're gonna. How far away are we from town? Is like, do we need to rest or we just travel back to town?
it's like a
What do we want?
30-minute.
Oh, what? That's so
Sorry, what did I
close.
So
That
it should
stuff's
be
wrong.
longer
I
than
think you actually
30
took notes on that, Dylan. What did I say last time?
3 hours.
I thought it was
Dylan,
like,
how far
yeah,
away is it?
It might have actually been 2-3 hours.
It was hours, but
Yeah, no, it's right. It was hours.
I was just
Yeah,
making sure you didn't want to revise it. All right, we're gonna travel back to
That's
town.
2
now.
hours. Well, do we? I suppose it's. Do we on our way back? Do we want to go via the farm or
Oh.
via the?
All that stuff's to the west, man. Like, we went.
It's not
north.
really. Yeah.
It's like not
True.
really on the way. It's. There was nothing to the northwest, was there?
No. Where was that creepy thing with everyone dead?
Even further west. Earthen
Creepy.
Even further west.
You know what? Someone wants to volunteer to be like the map builder. like Dylan, I'm looking at you because I think that you'd froth that.
It
You can
actually
either,
does sound.
right?
Sorry. No, go.
I want to do it.
Cameron?
It sounds
Anyway,
pretty fun,
someone
but
do it, and you can make the map as we go.
Yeah, do it, Cam.
That'd be sweet.
it does sound pretty fun. I don't know if I'll be any good at it, but it sounds fun.
You
Yeah.
don't need to be very good at it.
Like I'll keep notes of like because in my
Yeah,
notes it's like
I'll
this
be like,
cave is
Dylan, give me
these
the notes.
files. Yeah, I've got all that sort of stuff. But if you want to like sort of
Yeah, I should find some
start
sort of tool
vaguely,
to help like build maps or something. That
I
Yeah.
sounds
found
fun.
a really good one recently. MS Paint.
Yeah, there are actually tools out there to make sort of maps, Cam, and you can just kind of wing it. Like it doesn't really matter. It's just having that sort of shared mental model of the world is probably quite useful.
But also,
Yeah,
if you do a good enough one, I'll put it on my wall.
yeah,
That would actually be a dope
I'll be
addition to
the new artist.
Actually,
No
Cam,
furries.
if you do it and it's like you get the shape of it, we could pay an artist to make it real fancy, like Lord of the Rings style.
How much?
Add that
$5?
furry bit in there.
Yeah, $5 for vines around the edge, Ed.
Yeah. Make it money.
Make money. Okay. So you head off 3 hours to town.
Yes. Head back to town
you don't
to
get very
report
far.
our success.
Yeah, you don't get very far. Maybe only 20 minutes from the node, and walking through a clearing.
The clearing, write that down.
Clearing.
I have too many maps and I haven't really labeled them well. Called random things. Is this the one? No, this is a really nice map though that I'll save for later. This one? Is this one? Need to get you to this map, I think. I'm really still getting used to the where are my starred ones? I drop you here, drop you here, drop you here. Make Dylan slightly less tiny.
Ooh, big boy.
Look at him at the moment.
I found a really cool Instagram the other day that does Hero Forge models, like fancy ones, like literally done like all the base classes, like so many different combinations. And it's really cool to like look through and get inspiration from.
Yeah, that
Cool.
stuff did look very good actually.
How much do you have to pay for a Hero Forge model?
The digital file's like $7, I think.
Much?
I feel like I
Not too
can
much.
G up my human druid a bit.
Yeah, let me link you this one. Like the one downside to this one is like a lot of the ones on Reddit, people will just share the link to their thing, and then if it's like a really complicated pose or this or that, you can just sort of like steal the bits you want and tweak it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of walking, and you've come from. You're fast trotting, right? You come from this area over here. And the path wants you to go down this way through here. Look at that. That's the route back to town.
Uh-oh. I see something.
Yeah, so you sort of hear this rustling in the bushes, and in front of you appears over here. Here appears a bird-like creature. It's you see a creature with wings and forelimbs of an eagle and the hindquarters of a horse, head that combines the features of both animals. It looks
I look at my
just chilling there, or is it flailing around at us like that?
sort of like come out of the bush, like the forest, and is like staring you down from the perch. Um, roll
Animal
passive.
perception.
You had 18. Sorry, 16 passive perception.
Yeah.
Behind you, you hear crackling and rustling through the bushes, and another creature appears, staring at you down from the thing.
What are they? It's some sort of bird horse. Is it like an owlbear?
Do I recognize this other iteration of half-bird creature?
Tell me animal handling. Let's see if they taught you this.
Animal handling.
I'm gonna say that
Animal
Algae's
handling's a bit weird.
Algae's animal encyclopedia is very bad. Like,
I don't know what happened to my dice.
he's a city folk and only studied nerds.
You don't know shit about the wildlife for sure.
My dice
Yep.
ain't working, and I have an exclamation point flashing at me.
Oh no.
Someone else roll.
I'll roll for you, Ed. D20. Here you go.
+4. I
Okay.
made it.
What was your question?
Do I recognize these animals?
Oh look, you did your graduate thesis, the academy in hippogriffs. You know everything about them.
Excellent.
No, in fact, that they're a beast whose magical origins are lost to history. So what you do know is that they're reclusive, omnivorous, mate for life, and seldom venture more than a few miles from their nest. Defending its mate or its young, a hippogriff fights to the death. Hippogriffs don't lay eggs but give birth to live young. They're the natural prey of dragons, griffins, and wyverns.
Wyverns, probably more.
In fact, you have your thesis went on to the not just like the natural behaviors of hippogriffs, but they're actually the most common mount of an elven civilization that's faded out about 1,000 years ago. That was very common on the west side of this continent, but have since, and for a while there was this period, like I guess golden era of hippogriff husbandry, but now they've all returned to the wild.
Okay. Algie, I know these beasts well. These are hippogriffs. They usually don't. What?
But they've maintained their hatred for humans as learned from the elves.
Oh, lucky I'm a gnome.
Thank God.
All right, sorry. Please continue.
I know these beasts well. They're hippogriffs. Mindless creatures. They usually don't attack unless you come between them and their mate or approach their nest. Hopefully, if we just slowly back the way that we came and head down another path, and I want to start backing away slowly from in between the two of them.
I turn around and I see the other hippogriff. I'm just like,
Algie,
but
remain calm. Remain calm. You too, Sarah.
I'm calm.
Yeah, this time Sarah is
In a shrill
happy
voice.
to just follow Olsen.
Backing away.
They're like, I'm just thinking, rabbits are the natural prey of eagles, right? Does Sarave have like some like deep instinctual fear of hippogriffs?
What did she bolt?
Maybe. I mean,
Let's roll to find out.
oh,
Give me a call, Sarve.
You don't
Yeah,
have
do
to.
we-
You don't have to, of
don't have
course.
See the
to,
wild
but
look in her eyes.
Yeah.
Roll
Set-
away.
set- set your bounds before you roll.
Yeah, I think she's probably like a bit unnerved, like just sort of like tapping one of her feet, just be like
Something.
it's been a long time since the distant past, but
Shh.
something about the flying things with claws just
Serve me.
shudders.
Remember, you're not a rabbit anymore. You're a rabbit man now. I'll
Rabbit
go in
lady.
with you. You roll, and I'll roll for animal handling, and we'll try and beat 20.
Roll me. Alright,
Fine.
hold on. Roll me animal handling, Ed, and you roll me a constitution save. If the animal
Oh, yeah,
handling
there you go.
outrolls the beats the wait,
Woo, baby.
constitution.
Consider
you rolled
yourself
20
handled.
animal handling.
He just like scratches her on like the exact right spot and like behind one of her ears, and she's just like,
Shh.
Very comforting.
I can almost
Animal
looks like I'm
handled your
scratching him on
companion.
the
That makes me uncomfortable. Alright.
And I'm just like a small child having a freak out.
Come here. Come here. Stay with the group, Algie. Don't
Okay.
get separated.
Lachlan, can you help me out?
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, look. Your also knows exactly how to operate amongst these hippogriffs. They're very wary. But as they see you sort of backing away, not making eye contact, but not shrinking, not fleeing, not doing anything jerky, they sort of just stand their ground. As you get a little closer to the south, the one gets a little perky. But Olsen correctly reads that as a territorial incursion, and realizes that the safest route out of here is up the hill over here.
We slowly make our way up the hill. Come, Algie. We're climbing up this little cliff here. Where's my boy going?
This route,
Whoa.
Algie's stuck.
Whoa. Am I on top of something? There we go.
Pretty gentle.
We continue off into the distance.
Oh, don't drop
what
me.
happens if I just
Oh.
yeet my piece off here?
I think he just falls to the bottom.
Oh, there's a
Hey.
crowd. Wow.
I'll have to
I
get
like
you
the
back up.
dice, the tokens don't really have inertia.
Alright,
And we continue home through this
you leave the hippogriffs
slightly
behind.
longer route. I see that third hippogriff you had on top of the tree there, Logwan.
Oh.
There was a third hippogriff on top of the tree.
Perception's too good.
It's too good. It's too good. I thought this was a really fun map for it might, to be honest, this one might come back because it's such a good just like generic
that's
forest
cool.
encounter map.
Yeah.
It's fun, especially with the line of sight, how it works in this game for like a bit of tactical play. Like I can hide people behind those trees and you'll have to like deal with them. But anyway, moving right along, continue back to town and like actually roll me maybe
Dylan's stuck.
hey, Olsen actually roll me a survival check.
8 plus survival. 4. 12.
And look, forest feel jittery to you. Like, as you make your way further away from the node, it sort of dissipates a bit, but it's an uncomfortable forest. It feels anxious.
I wanna like before Olsen says anything, I wanna like confidently be like, well, he'd be like, oh, Olsen, great job, like you got us out of that. It's like Stack walking through the forest now, fully confident that we're out of like harm's way.
Algie,
Yeah.
keep your voice down a little bit. We're not out of harm's way yet. Wait until we're back in town before you celebrate. Every moment we spend out in the wild is dangerous. Can't trust these trees, the beasts that dwell amongst them. Nothing.
I don't know where the other two tokens are, so I'm just on top.
You're on the tree. Exit.
Okay.
So wise, Olsen. Oh, sorry.
So the journey continues mostly like there's you see shadows amongst the trees that you don't sort of your senses tell you can't identify them, but your senses tell you that like it's a bit too much movement, a bit uh too chaotic for a regular day in the forest. But anyway, you
Keep up,
make it
Algy.
back.
Stay with the group. He's always
I'm very
lagging
jumpy
behind.
now. Yeah. Sorry. Gotta sort
Um,
this out.
you journey continues. It's been like you're very close to town. Um, the route through the forest takes you back through that swamp. Um, and just as you're getting into that swampy area, um, pretty tired. It's been a long walk. You've been walking for like a couple hours. You come to where you found the merchant.
Oh, combat music.
Dylan's looking at a rock.
Yeah, I think everything's set up. It is.
I feel like I had the music at the start. I don't know why it's gone now.
I assume it's her now. So
I can change the
Oh yeah, I
music.
can hear it again. No, it's all good. It's all good.
I don't change the music because this one reminds me too much of. Here we go.
Oh my god, is that another Etten?
It's a bit
Oh my god.
on. It's a bit too much.
Size it up.
It's a bit much.
I
It's a
feel
bit
like I'm
much.
playing Doom.
yeah.
Here we go. That's better.
It's tense.
You come through the forest, and the forest sort of it's been like veering into the swamp for a while, getting a bit murkier, a bit muckier. But the path this close to town is actually quite well trod. You know, there's this very clear route um, through the hills and down back into town. You're only like maybe 20 minutes out of town at this point. But clearing the forest, standing on top of um, the cliffs ahead of you, is what appears to be to describe it actually a human form that sort of can't really tell if it's like a tree that looks like a woman or a woman that looks like a tree. Um, what sort of convinces you is the warm, like laughter that sort of echoes through the forest towards you that hangs in the air just a little longer than might you might
Like the full anime meme where it's like like all over the place.
Is that what we see?
I don't know anime, but
Does she
yes.
do this?
Like as in like the laughter's coming from this way and this way and this way and this like
Oh,
Oh yeah.
like all over the place.
Yeah. Um, and
What
below
about the? Yep. Sorry.
below her, on the ground in front of you, you see a this guy. So this is where I'm taking creative liberties with the tokens. It's not two-headed; it's got one head. Um, but on that head, leading down to the club it's holding, you see the same red, webbed, like gently glowing, like pulsing, glowing pattern. Um, and it's just standing there watching you, sort of, casually wear. Um, the tree lady calls out to you and says, "Oh, sing with nature, have you? It doesn't have to be end. I don't have to kill you. Could come to an arrangement. If you're open-minded. Say you.
Well,
Dolls.
brave of you to be trying something like this so close to Camp Zeta. What is it you want? And what would you treat with us? This arrangement you speak of.
Well, the mistress has been troubled by the entrenchment, a wart that has grown on the coastline. It hasn't always been this way, you know. The coast was pure, beautiful once. And all you little viruses spreading the source, corrupting, contaminating, just unclean. We see you. We see you. You have power. Power could be used for good. For us. Wilds. And after all, she sort of nods, like cocks her head, knocks her head down towards the ogre. There's more than one power in this world. You're only using what you know. What you know is what you've been taught. What you've been taught is a little. My mistress could help you.
Don't listen, Cerave. You can't trust the wilds. The only power worth having is the ANC.
We all just do it out of habit.
Yeah, it's a reflex at this point.
We just pose dramatically around Olsen. Well, you speak a lot of pretty words while calling our Ford camp contaminated wart growing on the land. I mean, you speak of power, but I mean, we haven't heard of you before. What power do you truly wield?
I represent the power of G of the soil, the sand, the soul. One true mother. It's getting ahead of myself. You really just need to know of my mistress. She can help you. She can grant you power. You just have to come with me. I think you should come with me. Yes, I think you should all come with me.
Nope.
No, stay strong. ANC.
The only power in this world is mana and wealth.
The only power in this world worth having is the ANC, the streets of Algotheran. That is my mother.
Yes. Root of the corruption. Well, so be it. You had potential, but potential must be buried, chopped off like a rotten limb. Some pruning is necessary for the growth of the plant. Or die. Full initiative.
Oh, baby.
Heyo.
Okay.
15 for me.
Whoops.
No, it's
No,
8 minutes to 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, it's awkward time to start a big fight. And that's a pretty
Yeah.
good time to call it,
Yeah.
actually.
I was like, oh.
Leave it for next week, and then you like roll initiative. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, oh,
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can put you. I keep forgetting how to do the initiative. Like, how do I put you in the bloody turn tracker again?
I've got a sweet idea for
Setting up initiative. Players, stand by.
this combat.
I'm gonna good idea. Why don't we all try to live?
I've got 2 ideas actually. There's so many. Algae's flooded with ideas.
Algae's the man with the plan. What's your
Just click.
AC, Rabbitman? Is it
Uh,
already 16? Higher than 16. Okay.
Did you roll? What did you guys roll?
I rolled
I
a
rolled-
22. Just put me in
15.
baby.
Yeah, you got a natty 20, and
You got a 15, Ken?
I only got a 10.
Okay. Let me check
You were
what
still
my drag
considering
got.
turning against us. You weren't ready to leap into combat yet.
Mm.
It's like, well, I suppose I'm just stuck with these dirty humans. I mean, I could do something more interesting. Wouldn't be
One
thoughtful.
human.
Choose.
There's one human.
Choose your allies wisely.
Oh, 19. Good roll.
Human and an elf.
Right, turn order is locked in. We will come back to that next week. Oh man, Homebrew D&D is so much better than Module D&D. It's just
You
so
just-
good.
You're just throwing so many things at us. I'm just like, is this the main plot point? Is this not it? Yeah. I'm like, which one do we follow? Like, what do we do?
Man, I hope I'm not doing the recap next week. I can tell you
Oh,
what.
fuck. Damn it.
You might need to actually rewatch the stream for some of that.
Yeah,
like,
shit. There's a lot of plot points in there.
And there was like the Dylan recap. Sorry, the Dylan flashback. Or the Savvy flashback. As
I do like how it's just like only Sarah Bay getting flashbacks. I kind of love it.
it's just I don't know. I did think shit. This is another Sarah Bay flashback, but it just
I
makes
love
sense.
I love it.
There's time for everyone to get flashbacks.
It'll make a lot
Yeah.
more
And it
sense
was
when
such-
me and Algie die in this scene.
Yeah.
cuts to a little bit later to
Confirmed just as
Sarah
a
Bay's just-
character.
Sarah's just gone back to. She's like, ah, fuck this.
This is another
One
flashback.
survivor. Yep.
No way. If there's
Yeah,
gonna be
this
one
whole-
survivor, it's gonna
These
be
5
Algie.
sessions.
Algie
These-
and Olsen
these-
are NPCs.
These 5 sessions are just a flashback.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. They're all flashbacks.
Cuts 50 years in the future with her with like some young Harangon sitting around her and just telling them this tale. A brief foray
Yeah.
into the other world.
Honestly, it might be worth having like a backup character at least fleshed out a little. I don't want to kill you all, but I'm not gonna like.
I'm
not kill you
happy.
all.
I like
I-
having the risk. Like it'll give it like a week to figure out a character. It's fine.
Yeah. I also picked up some swapped one of my talents that I hadn't used yet for a healing one. So it's not
I'm pretty
just-
sure I've still got like a spell slot or 2 that I haven't like picked out yet.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Man,
What do I?
It's-
Oh, man,
You get
it's so
fireball
good.
2
It gets me
times.
so hyped.
Yeah, I can't get. I would actually like